The Lord sets watchmen on the walls of Jerusalem. These are people we went with. They walk these walls. Pray for the peace of Jerusalem, just like we're to pray for one another continually. And God says, "O Jerusalem, your walls are ever before me." Hallelujah. Israel became a state in 1948, only 3 years after the Holocaust. This is the Mount of Olives. You can read about it in Matthew and Zechariah. These are steps that Jesus preached on many times that went up to the synagogue. Next, we got to go to the Dead Sea. And of course, this is the place in the Bible where Lot's wife turned to salt. And the sea itself is very salty. And in this region, there were some Bedouins, which are desert dwellers, and they had lost a sheep and went into these caves. And this is where the Dead Sea Scrolls were found. You can see the caves there. Of course, at one time, Cleopatra owned this entire Dead Sea for beauty purification purposes. So this is where David wrote a majority of the Psalms, and through this area. And we got to go to Masada, which is actually like the Statue of Liberty. It's the highest point, and it's the last time the Jews were free.
Real quick, we're writing camel or a cable car. And the king.
These are the ancient ruins of Masada. As you can see an old ancient wall, a dividing line between the old and the rebuilt. Here's a mikveh in Masada. And here's some stones that were catapulted by the Romans during the war.
Okay, take a look, and you can see right here, this is the west slope of Masada. To the right, you can see do you see that encampment over there? Mm-hmm. That was the largest camp of the Saint Roman Legion. There were 7 camps around this place, and this was the largest one. Now, do you see that theater in front of us? Mm-hmm. That theater was for the cast of the movie Masada that was starred by Peter O'Toole. So that was left from that time.
This is a Jewish synagogue on Masada, where Dean taught a lesson by our leader. There was a group of Jewish people that were offended by our Jesus flag and made us put it down. We were exploring Masada, and then we were about to make our way back down to go to Eilat. There was a guy who paid for our trip, even though we didn't want to go because it was going to be too much money. I was planning on proposing to Rebecca and us getting engaged. Then she started asking us when we're getting married and if we were wanting to get married tomorrow night in the next night in a Jewish wedding on Thanksgiving night. So we both accepted. And that was the name of our boat. And then when we got back to Eilat, we had to go get our wedding bands. And this was an emerald stone. This was the Negev desert. We were separated and had to fast for 24 hours as we headed back to Jerusalem.
It was amazing how God provided. They decorated the place. Frank had a complete outfit with his tallit. I borrowed her wedding dress. We had famous people holding the huppah up. We had a professional photographer of our own. The bouquet was purchased for us. We had a full-blown Jewish wedding under the huppah. The breaking of the glass. An authentic Jewish rabbi signing our marriage certificate. We had the lifting up of the chairs where we were dancing in the air. And the men were dancing around Frank. And of course worshiping God, which made it the very best of all.
Here is the wedding banquet with all our guests. Here's a minister of tourism who came to our banquet. This is Jerusalem Gold. This was a suite that they put us up in for free. It was really nice. And then these were little green men that we saw in Jerusalem. We spent our first day in the Jewish quarter and our last day, and ironically our first day to be married we were in the Jewish quarter. This was just a picture here of the downtown Jewish quarter.
This is Shabbat, and the last minute stores are open right before the Shabbat siren is sounding. It's the same street after Shabbat, completely deserted. All the stores are closed, and now the Hasidic Jews all come out to celebrate Shabbat. Now it's time for us to go back home in the airport, and finally I get to wear my ring. And here we are going home going, what just happened? Did we really get married? And oh my gosh, was it a dream? Actually, I think it was God.